WhiteRa currently is up 2-1 in this series. Chill, what do you think that WhiteRa will be doing on this fourth set?
Well, I don't even want to call it at this point. I mean, it's so hard to tell. Usually players here favoring opening up their rocks and expanding on the high ground is just so safe.
Yeah, yeah,
And
yeah.
and then Protoss usually wants to get the range upgraded Colossi out as they can abuse ramps everywhere on this map. I also love this map. It's very technical with those cliffs everywhere. But I would really think that he would want to just get 3 gates out, get maybe a few immortals out, move towards an expansion and Colossi. I think it's going to be interesting to see how they spawn yet again. If you spawn vertically, it kind of takes the gold expansion out of play, and the play becomes very linear. You can expand
Definitely.
through your backdoor rocks and expand to the other corners, which becomes a little interesting. If you spawn cross positions or horizontal positions, then it's basically just a straight line of expansions up and down as you move towards the gold, then break down the rocks and basically take your entire side of the map. So I think that's going to dictate what they do largely in this set.
Yeah, that's one thing that I absolutely love about this map, is that not only are there tons of tactics that you can abuse with all the cliffs, but the expanding patterns are super cool. The way that players will sometimes take their natural at their front and skip their backdoor in favor of the gold. Sometimes players
Yeah.
favor getting the backdoor and then the gold, or the backdoor and then the natural. There's just so much variety. So without any further ado, let us pop directly into Game 4 between WhiteRa and TheLittleOne. WhiteRa currently up 2-1 in the fourth place match of the Altitude Team Liquid Invitational. So the game is just about ready to load. And once it gets started, I will let Chill know, so that way we can have a nice syncaroo. We do have WhiteRa spawning in the top left as the orange Protoss, and in the bottom right we do have TheLittleOne spawning as the purple Terran. So it is cross positions at this point. Looks like TheLittleOne has been choosing predominantly Terran in this entire tournament. So what do you think is a good opening for Terran, especially considering these cross spots?
I always like playing mech on this map. Actually, I find
Ooh,
there's a lot of funneling positions.
that's
Yeah,
interesting.
because I really like to abuse the terrain on any map I play. So I find if you can get onto your opponent's high ground, break the rocks down from the other side, get tanks up there, Vikings to shoot down Colossi, I find that's unbelievably annoying for a Protoss player to deal with, and that is my favorite style of play. So I like to see that, but I see a lot of players favoring a very Marauder-heavy style, not really getting too many tanks on this. So, I mean, I like to use tanks, I like to use mech here, but I don't want to bet that we're going to see that.
Well, something that is really nice about those Marauders is the fact that this entrance is much wider than the other maps that generally have a very thin ramp. And it's all low ground. There's no high ground, low ground going from middle of the map to main. So the Marauders have much easier time microing and kiting against Stalkers, picking off Zealots. They don't have to worry about sentries force fielding and cutting the Marauder groups in half. So Marauder openings very popular on this map. We do have TheLittleOne getting his barracks up and a refinery going down as well. So again, very traditional opening by TheLittleOne. WhiteRa has scouted. He is checking out the top right corner of the map first. But otherwise, everything is nice and normal. No sort of 3-gating action going on, much to my dismay. But
Yeah.
either way, very typical
I
stuff.
was looking at WhiteRa's split actually, and as you said, he does that F1 click style where he sends the probes one at a time. And I was, I haven't really seen that from too many players. I knew it was an option, but I was looking at if he actually gets any benefit from that because it just seems like so much effort, and it appears like he doesn't. He gets 50 minerals right as his probe finishes, which is what you get if you do 3 and 3. So I'm surprised he goes through all that and gets largely no benefit from it that I can tell. Looks like the barracks is done here, orbital command going up, and I'm interested to see. Actually, he's getting 2 Marines before putting any sort of add-on in that. He's got a lot of gas, the TheLittleOne does right here. He's already at 100 gas, putting down a factory now. Wow, so going a very quick factory opening on this map.
In WhiteRa's defense, the F1 click, it allows you to press more buttons to accomplish the same thing. So it's very reminiscent of Brood War. So it's very good to sort of go back to the good old days, because we all really just like pushing buttons here. Looks like we see no transition yet from WhiteRa. He's just getting out 1 Stalker. He's getting out Warp Gate. Oh, very unorthodox, because that's orthodox for every other Protoss player except for WhiteRa. And look at WhiteRa building the pylon in the Blizzard specifically designed pylon cradle here. The, hey, hide stuff here place. You know, people build banelings here. People hide Hellions. And, of course, we also have the pylon going down as well. And even though this is the obvious spot, most normal place in the world for the proxy warp gate, Little One hasn't even had the opportunity to leave his base yet. He is just continuing to make Marines. Tech Lab going down on that factory as well. So going to be very curious to see how this Marine tank push is going to turn out.
Yeah, I'm surprised he's not going for the 1-1-1 build as you were talking about before, which is moving out with a reactor on your barracks, unsiege tanks, and you move out with a single Raven, and that's actually very strong. Look at this Stalker just running right in. Look at him dealing damage on these Marines. Oh my god. This is like a range upgraded Dragoon in Brood War, just coming in, forcing all the Marines. They're just in a full retreat. SCV's forced to be pulled there. Oh my god. This tank needs to get out ASAP, because this Stalker is being very, very annoying.
Yeah, I mean, when WhiteRa gets one Stalker, it's generally lights out if you don't have a tank, apparently. But unfortunately, the tank does finish, so Little One will have to do a nice little push here, and WhiteRa will be retreating. But again, oh my god, Stalker's being warped in at this right pylon. Ooh, I don't know if this is going to work out. Look, the Little One's going cross-map. There is just two Stalkers here, and tanks do so much damage to armored units unsieged. They actually deal damage unsieged to an armored unit faster than they do when in siege mode. Just incredible damage output. One Stalker pops right away. And oh, look at this. Stalker's counterattacking into the main. The Little One trying to build a bunker. A tank is nowhere near finished in the main. It looks like this push, this FD style push by the Little One, needs to do tons of damage right away. Oh my god. Ghost Academy going down for Little One. Huge blunder trying to get that Ghost Academy up. She does not have the resources to support that, and the Little One is in a full-out retreat with this FD push. Looks like he will try to take out this Stalker, but this is an ugly position to be in for Little One.
Yeah, actually, this tank that's just going to complete now in the main base of the Little One was supply blocked for quite some time when those Stalkers moved in.
And the surround in the middle. He has units coming from both sides. See you later, Marines, and no more tank. And of course, now I will pass the mic back to you, Chill.
Oh, that's so great. And what I love about this proxy pylon is a lot of people make warp gates and then put the proxy pylon down, but WhiteRa did it ahead of time, so it's already ready when he's got the warp gates, and now he's just streaming in reinforcements. So many Stalkers in here. The Little One has a bunker, an empty bunker actually, just a single tank. Oh my god, he's probably not going to be able to hold this off. The Zealots are going to be able to rush right in there. WhiteRa being very careful, keeping his units alive conservatively, trying to pick off when the second tank comes out. Second tank about to go out. Marauder jumping in the bunker, so that's going to help him a lot. Here comes the tank. It's getting repaired. Two tanks are doing some very nice micro, but oh my god, so many SCVs lost at this point. And the Little One is his choice, but GG, wow.
What a brutal opening by WhiteRa. I mean, the one thing that I'm noticing again and again from WhiteRa's Protoss vs. Terran is how incredibly strong Stalkers are if controlled well. Especially in this last game, we just saw that one Stalker literally almost won the game immediately. I mean, it was able to pick off so many Marines, pick off SCVs, draw a lot of SCVs away from mining. And like you said, that early placed pylon allowed WhiteRa to begin warping in units right away. And who would have thought that just a 2 or 3 Stalker counterattack was more than enough to deal with this increasingly popular Marine tank push?
Yeah, I also like that when the Little One got into the main base of WhiteRa, he warped in all Zealots to deal with that, which is very smart. Had he warped in Stalkers, that tank would just take him out so easily, and that forced the Little One, that triggered him to turn around, run away, and that let WhiteRa just sandwich everything and take the game quickly there.
Mm-hmm. I mean, just phenomenal play in that series by WhiteRa. He is our 3rd place winner for today, so he will earn himself $200 US, which of course, given the exchange rate, translates to probably 5 or 10 euros. So big props to him. And of course, Little One earns himself $100 today. And big thanks once again to AltitudeGame.com for sponsoring the Team Liquid Invitational. We will have the finals of Idra against Tester in just 10 minutes. We are going to take a brief throat break once again, so that way we are not hoarse, screaming grizzly bears in the final series.
Yeah, so I just want to say...
Yeah.
I just want to say before we go that that Reddit thread is still alive and strong, so if you got 10 minutes to spare, take a look in there, post a comment if you feel like it. It would help us out.
And now time to give us 10 minutes to spare. So we will see you in just 10 minutes. We will be back with a little bit more Idra versus Tester action in the finals of the Altitude.com Team Liquid Invitational. Or AltitudeGame.com Team Liquid Invitational. Be back in a bit.